teams have played each other more than like any team in NA lately. I feel like I'm always seeing Complexity versus Team Freedom lately.
The only thing that got recorded on the site that I checked was the series that they had for a best of 5 of a qualifier for the Beat It.
Yeah, because that's what they just got picked up by Freedom. Before that, they were is GG.
Yeah, but
they
I
had a
thought
bunch
they
of
would
games.
put in the same.
No, Dota Buff and a bunch of those sites don't really categorize it nicely. But yeah, they've been playing Complexity a lot lately. They've played versus Thunderbirds and Complexity a lot, at least for Team Freedom. And I think for the most part, it's looked like Freedom has been coming out ahead in most of these.
Yeah, and Freedom has a little bit of well, I'd say it's a little bit of a downside for them tonight because they're playing with stand-in. Instead of Firo, it will be Chessie.
Well, yes, Complexity has Chessie instead of Firo.
Yeah.
So they know each other really well.
They know each other really well, sure. But generally, you play with the team to, you know, get gelling as a team, as that specific team. So now they have to change it up a little bit. But I don't know how that affects people. We're going to take a look at the MVP votes because also during this series, you can vote your MVP. Friendly reminder that it's in most valuable player. That's what it stands for, not most favorable player.
5 seconds remaining.
Fantastic.
So does look awesome, but there is 2 kings on the side of Team Freedom. There's Stand King and Snake King. Don't confuse those two.
Oh my God.
Very different people.
Yeah.
Can 2 kings work together to save the kingdom? Find out now on DreamLeague.
You sound so excited when you say that.
Nice.
It could have been more hype.
They gave you crickets too.
I won't lie. Thanks for the crickets, guys.
But yeah, it's hashtag player names for the MVP. So you could do that throughout the game, and after the game, we'll stop it. We'll obviously show the results, and then second game has a separate vote. So get your votes in during the game, not right now, during the game. All right, let's take a look at the draft because the war room is ready. Hello, gentlemen.
Oh my God, they've done it again.
Jakiro Trent.
Jakiro Trent, all right.
Jakiro.
What the hell did they ban? They banned an Ember Spirit first ban?
What's that about? I mean,
I get the Dark Spirit, don't get me wrong, but the Ember
is a Dark Spirit.
The
new hero.
Dark
Spirit and Light Spirit. There you go.
I get the Dark Seer ban.
Ruin.
The Dark Seer is Snake King is one of his most played heroes currently for Team Freedom. The Ember Spirit.
You're gonna let him have Treants just so that you can prevent Ember, huh? All right.
Got some Sand King Nyx action ready to go. I feel like those have been the go-to offlaner / 4 positions.
Yep.
Ta-da!
Nice.
Very nice. Nice holding there.
Isn't the war room lovely?
It is. Great.
Very spacious.
What do you think about the sorting mechanism of the heroes, gods?
It's a little confused at first. You know, I saw some like Venos and Vipers up there.
We've got the
We ran
V's
out
up
of
on the
room.
top shelf. That's the exception.
That's the top shelf. Top shelf Venge.
Gotcha. Some definitely top shelf heroes up there.
No.
Visage, you know, one of the Dota 2's best. So
Absolutely.
We saw that a few times in the Euro division.
Juggernaut. Ooh.
I've got him down. He's already.
Reserve time.
All right, so what are we thinking of seeing here? Because Freedom getting treated again, we already just talked to Stand King, and he said, you know, teams are maybe a little bit confused about what to ban.
Yep.
Not banning Treant definitely seems like a bit of a problem.
Where did Slacks go?
Hi. Coming back.
He's getting ammo.
I'm good.
Oh God, he's
getting revenge.
Here you go, dude.
If they stop talking, I'm ready.
I got you. I got a couple saved up over here for no one shooting me.
All right, continue, War Room. Keep going. You're fine.
So second pick. Hopefully they don't pick one of these 2 heroes now.
It's probably what Nyx or Clockwork. Nyx, Clockwork, or Sand King is probably one of the 3 standout ones. Or they go for the puck. Maybe they get to stay with CCNC's hero.
They don't call it the War Room for nothing,
They go for
boys.
CM instead.
Crystal Maiden.
So a little bit of a change.
Keep talking.
I love just hearing this shot and just seeing it fly over. This is great.
The distance. How come I get hit so the 2 feet away from me? And I had to snipe his ass twice in a row.
That was a good shot.
You didn't hit any of the cups.
All right, focus. Crystal Maiden and Treant Protector. God, what a combo. You get the freeze, you get the AoE ult from both of them. You can tear down anybody. I'm already scared. Team Freedom's draft is looking terrifying already.
And for the first time, I mean, we heard a lot about the NA Baden. This is the first time he's actually shown up, and it's as a ban.
And the Legion. They're focusing a lot on Snake King's heroes.
Yeah.
I think they're worried. Definitely worried about how the lanes are going to go.
What was that aiming for?
Nothing.
Oh, miles off.
Go ahead.
And you want to limit some of those more powerful offlaners that we've seen, and heroes that will combo well with the Treant Protector. I think you're less scared of like the bat when there's a Treant on that side.
5 seconds remaining.
I think the bat's quite good for Freedom, especially because now they're limited so much.
Mm-hmm.
Reserve time.
Let's see here. What? Oh, Legion Commander knocked out. Good. Does that mean that we're going to see the Lycan, huh?
From Complexity?
Yeah.
They already got the Juggernaut.
Come on, think about it.
But they already got the Juggernaut.
Think about it harder.
But they already got the Juggernaut.
What? What did you just say to me? Oh, Tusky!
Oh, I like that.
Hey!
That's fun. I like Tusk.
All right.
Yeah,
Where do we feel in the Tusk? Probably be roaming around quite a bit.
That's probably like
yeah,
Z-Freak's hero, right?
like
Yeah.
round. Whoa!
Got it.
Roaming between.
10 seconds remaining.
They don't work as
Mid
well
in
when
the
you throw 'em.
5 seconds remaining.
How does Freedom want to respond?
At this point, they're going to start picking some core heroes.
Sorry. Hey, take it easy.
I can't focus with
All right, no more shooting. Apparently, we cannot focus and shoot at the same time. So,
All right, give me that.
we're done. We're done. Back to the fake gun. All right, let's get back to talking about this damn game. So, got a lot of AoE. We got a lot of catch already. Looking for probably our mid. There it is. Gonna be rolling with that
we got the puck.
The
once
CCNC
again.
puck. Yep.
CCNC, large hero pool.
Oh, it has one every game. Don't if it ain't broke.
It's one every game. We know he can play a lot, but he's sticking to the puck today.
They probably would have picked up the
having the
Jakiro
puck,
too if they had the chance.
10 seconds remaining.
Didn't get the chance.
So, Tusk is not that great against puck, isn't he?
5
I mean, he can
seconds
go for that big punch, but got a lot of ways around.
I don't know. Do you see the puck and say, all right, we'll put the jug mid with the poor man's shield? Is that something you could do, or do you want something better in this matchup?
I think you want something better.
Something better? Okay.
Your jug's like the big thing to kind of like put a little bit of fear of having the Treant Protector stay down there.
Where's my silencer mid? Come on.
You've really been wanting that, huh?
I've been wanting it. This is a fine match. Silencer versus puck. It's great.
I'm trying to think of Chessie heroes.
Oh, it's Jesse in it. Well, he's good on the
Yeah,
old
because
Invoker.
Chessie would be playing the mid lane.
He's good on the Invoker.
All right.
He's good on the OD.
Is there anything that can deal with the Treant?
Invoker.
In terms of mid?
Ooh.
I think they're, in terms of mid, I think the Jakiro and Juggernaut were the things that they already picked up to deal with the Treant Protector in a way.
Yep.
As for the mid, I don't think they're going to pick the mid fourth. I mean, everybody's been kind of saving their mid hero for last.
Oh,
but that being said, they do see the puck already.
Is OD not an option here?
I don't know, because they all have escapes, right? I mean, if you get Astral, you can spin out, you can snowball right after.
The thing about OD versus
Radiant.
Oh, this is a mid-shaman.
Is that a mid?
Is it a mid-shaman or is it an off-lane Tusk?
Are we back to 2012?
All right.
Bring it.
I mean, mid-shaman, is that an answer to puck? Could you... I mean, I feel like, isn't it more likely to be an offlane Tusk? I don't know.
You're very gankable.
No,
on
wait,
Shadow Shaman.
is it
You're
not?
super
No,
slow.
guys, it's just going to be mid-Jakiro, isn't it? Navi style.
Oh, that could be possible.
The
That's true.
mid-Jakiro, I think, is the most likely.
That
really.
actually work out.
I think the Shadow Shaman is very good versus the Treant Protector, not only in laning phase to burn the
I'm going to put the
refraction
Jakiro
charges,
mid.
but to force towers. And when you drop your Mass Serpent Wards, you pretty much guarantee that you're going to take a tower
Shaman
out.
to the safe lane?
Yeah, I think that's most likely. I mean, I'd love to see like a cushion, but I feel like it's not. I think Jakiro could do okay in that mid lane. But, I mean, we'll see what Complexity want to do. They can do it different.
Damn, dude. Look at Complexity's tower push ability. You got Juggernaut sustaining, Jakiro melting, Shaman with the wards. Oi, oi, oi.
Yeah.
Oi, oi, oi,
They definitely are looking good on
Weaver.
the objective taking
That'll be
department.
Kara, won't it? That'll be there for your war plus CM.
5 seconds remaining.
Wait, this is done. I'm confused.
It's, So the way we do it is Freedom is the Radiant, and then Complexity is the Dire. So like that perspective we're seeing is the same as what we're putting out. So Freedom is there, Complexity is here.
You put it
Apart from the view zone is different.
Gotcha. So this guy's over.
No, this guy was right.
Yeah,
Complexity on the Dire.
Weaver's over here.
And
Weaver's down here.
Yeah, we're
with the
down
CM.
there.
Gotcha.
Weaver's a hero that they can kind of like leave alone, so they can move the CM and the tree around a lot. CM not really the strongest laner. Wants to kind of start in the jungle at least a bit, get your levels on the Arcane Aura. Tree can run around, and then Weaver can deal with any of these heroes by himself in a lane. But they picked Weaver into Shadow Shaman.
So you're
Shadow
saying
Shaman
Weaver
has
is
good
on the
disable.
safe lane?
Yeah.
Yep.
Weaver, Tree, and Protector used to be like the dynamic duo off lane.
I mean,
That could be a possibility since so many
maybe,
offlaners are banned
but-
out now.
it's not really super great.
I mean, Complexity also
keep the
thinks it's
Weaver
a safe
alive, I
lane.
guess,
They
if he
ban out the
dies,
Tide
but-
Hunter,
Yeah.
so they're thinking that's still an offline that needs to come.
I think that's a good point, though. That's actually a good call that it could still be versatile.
And Complexity themselves have tons of options. They can put
Yeah.
the Tusk off lane, use the Ice Shards to pull the wave back and pick a mid laner last. That's what you'd normally see, is just that last pick mid.
Yeah.
Freedom ban Alina, so they're kind of expecting something along those lines.
I'm really wondering to see what Complexity and what they do. I mean, do they put Jakiro? I mean, as we said, what Chessie's standing in, is that a hero that he wants to play in as a stand-in?
I think it's not a matchup versus Puck. I think it's
Yeah.
like versus the TA or something.
So what are you more likely to put? Or do you feel that they're still looking for their mid laner? Or
I think
or could it be
Dragon
dual
looks
lanes?
pretty good to me.
It's like
maybe the Jakiro,
Oh! That's an
goes to the
offlane.
off lane with Tusk.
Still liking Dragon Knight for coL. Brings in the lineup together. They already have a massive pushing lineup that with like the sustain with Juggernaut and everything too. It's a good hard lockdown versus Puck as well versus
Yeah.
Weaver.
So you're gonna farm up your Tusk?
I think it could be an offlane Tusk. Yeah,
you think it'd be offlane Tusk? Yeah,
offlane Tusk.
yeah, that's what
Dragon Knight
God's just
mid.
put here. Yeah, Tusk Jakiro lane.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
game is over. Repel
Show me
for
Omni
Shadow
Knight,
Shaman. Shaman can't do jack.
Who's that?
Great against Juggernaut. Great against Tusk initiations as
So
well.
is this
Completely
yeah,
unbiased
I mean,
opinion, of course.
I mean, what do you want? Jakiro completely counters him too. We're done, son. Omni Knight won.
It is a really good Omni pick, not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
They also have a ton of sustain. I'm just wondering if they have the damage. And there's
Oh.
Mag. That's
Wait,
a Chessie
is
hero.
that a Chessie? Is that a Chessie hero?
I think that's a
Yes.
Chessie
That's a
hero.
mid-
mid-mag. Yeah, it is. It's a Chessie mag. I'm loving this. So
Okay.
some very different stuff coming out here from Complexity in terms of what we see in other games.
Right, OD gods over G casting desk, and I'm just gonna say straight up that I think still Team Freedom is the one that has my vote.
You know, interestingly enough, though, if Team Freedom's Omni Knight was a support, I'd be with them 100% because they have 3 melee damage dealers.
Yeah,
And at the same time, though, it's an offlane Omni
It's
Knight.
an offlane
So
Omni
how
Knight.
much is he going to be repelling? How much is he going to be healing? He's mostly
Got to
going
dual
to be
lane,
running.
though, right? It's going to be a tree Omni Knight to pressure at least.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, I'm still with it. Let's go.
I mean, it's still
Perfect Omni
triage as
game.
well.
Let's go. Freedom all the way, baby.
I'm going.
America.
I'm going to change it up, even though Complexity or even though Freedom has the Train Protector. I'm going to go for coL's lineup. I like their late game potential and the way to stall the game and just take objectives. So I'll go with
Alright.
them.
All right. Well, let's find out who's gonna take the first game of the series. Complexity or Freedom? Over to OD Pixel and gods.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the DreamLeague casting desk. I'm OD Pixel Gods, and we're ready to take you through the final series of the day. We have Team Freedom, and once again, at this time playing up against Complexity. And Complexity with something a little bit different. This Jug Magnus draft, but with the Magnus going mid, and I feel like we don't see as much mid Magnus as I would hope, because it's such a great hero, Gods. If you get a good Blink Dagger timing on him, you're gonna have a good fun game.
Not the Battle Fury timing with you?
Not the Battle Fury.
Okay.
Even though he should buy a Battle Fury.
It's kind of the passive, similar to something that Fog mentioned, the DK mid matchup, where you just sit there spamming your nuke to farm. You're not going to have a horrible time even against a ranged hero. So 5-man smoke, CCNC breaks it, and tiny little jaunt just to make sure he gets out of range of the shackle.
And the shards not enough to block him. Maybe if those shards would have grabbed him, I think that would have certainly been the first blood. But not quite getting the catch potential. But yeah, so looking at the side lanes, what are we going to see? Are we going to see a certain team look for a certain matchup in this laning stage?
Looks like both teams going fairly standard for now. Weaver headed to the safe lane. Jug is going aggressive to contest the room, but it looks like it will be a Jug Shadow Shaman pairing up towards the top lane. Demon in trouble.
And a lot of trouble here with the orb coming through. They are certainly going to chase this one down, surrounding the Shaman and grabbing the kill. CCNC able to pick up the final touch. He loves that. First blood for the mid lane Puck. That's all good for Mr. Cool, Calm and Collected. And yeah, the other lane's looking to, as you said, yeah, reveal to be we did expect for the most part.
Yeah, so Swindle is going to be playing a core Jakiro in the off lane. Talked about how like Tuss Jakiro, maybe a dual off lane. Looks like Tuss will be, for now, starting towards mid, but could easily roam in between mid and the off lane.
Is he going to be all right in his own downer on the Jakiro then?
Not really. If it's a 1v1, he's fine, which for now it is. But CM, I think the reason CM's not at bottom lane is because CM doesn't really care if Jakiro gets some XP. She knows that come level 2, level 3, a gank bottom lane will be a very easy kill on a hero like Jakiro. So Swindles can get XP and farm for now, but has to be very wary of any ganks and rotations in.
And move up top, having to be ever aware of the presence of this Treant. So these are two pretty beefy heroes that can certainly punch into the jug early on. Does have the backup of Demon. Also, with Z-Freak now moving into position up top, they could try and make a go on this. Towards snaking, they know he's got purification level 1. But they're still, aware that F-Lee is there, and he'll come actually in with a reveal with a few punches in onto Z-Freak, forcing this Tuss back.
Yeah, some really good damage output. This is where Treant really excels, when he can just kind of stick around in the trees, wait for someone to get out of position, and is the best hero at punishing like bad maneuvers. I mean, for Tuss there, he doesn't really know Treant's in the neighborhood, just wants to buy a TP, ends up losing half of his HP.
I'm interested to see how well this mid lane goes for Chessie at the moment. 9 for 1, 9 for 1. He's keeping on par nicely with the putt with that power and shockwave.
Yep, that's kind of mentioned. It's not going to be too hard of a lane for Magnus. He'll go for the early bottle. He'll be able to spam his nuke. Last hitting wise with Empower and Quelling Blade, Puck can't deny all too easily. It's just going to come down to whether Puck can like harass him out of the lane. But with bottle, with salves, that's not exactly all too easy.
Up top again, this aggression coming through from the two of them. Snaking and F-Lee looking to force the Freak back. Will be kept alive by the healing ward. Shackle from Jimmy as well to hold back the treat. See bottling up the Arcane. And, I mean, talking about the Magnus as well, I mean, it's obviously great because you've got that Jug Magnus pairing, but it's going to be a game where it's going to be quite hard for that Magnus to hit these RPs, isn't it? With, well, three heroes that are ranged for a start, and Omni Knight that's going to be looking to sit right back at these fights. And actually, mid lane, Chessie getting her ass back, but yeah, it's going to be hard for Chessie to get the jumps these games. Absolutely.
Elusive heroes, and even if you don't catch Omni Knight, he could just Guardian Angel and block the follow-up damage, which is mostly physical from the Jug, like cleaving Omni Slash. So need to make sure you either catch the Omni or he's not in the area. Top lane, they're going to go in on the Omni. Does look like they'll have just enough damage to get the kill. So well-coordinated initiation from coL. And this is the lane where you have to get kills or at least push them out of the lane. You've committed 3 heroes to your safe lane. You can't be just trading farm with an Omni Knight.
Some detection would go a long way as well. They're able to catch out. He's been getting a lot from this lane in terms of XP.
Lane stage is always going to be tough for Freedom. When this CM just jungles and goes uncontested, means everyone's going to be playing with the Arcane Aura, 2 points in already. So Puck, Omni Knight, these are heroes that really excel in the lane, and we throw an Arcane Aura on top. Lanes get even easier. You're able to just spam your nukes a little bit more and avoid some of those mana problems that heroes like Omni Knight frequently have.
I'm talking about the CM. Eyes onto Z-Freak, and Z-Freak eyes onto her. But neither looking to make any sort of play at the moment. Both out on their own at the moment. Just, trying to secure this bounty rune, and Z-Freak will be successful up top. Demon goes straight for the TP out, and he will make it. Further disable there from the side of Team Freedom mid lane. We see it continue now. The edge certainly getting there for CCNC. 32 against the 19. Finding quite the lead in this mid lane now against Chessie.
Yeah, Chessie's just getting harassed a bit too much out of the lane, and CCNC with the double null build hasn't prioritized getting a bottle, knowing that he can actually out DPS the bottle regen. Chessie's getting all these runes, keeps refilling his bottle, but every time he comes back, CCNC is going on the aggressive, trying to harass him out.
Smoke to be picked up now by CM. We'll see where they want to be heading. If we can make anything happen in that mid lane. Bottom lane, Yawar being pressured.
Imagine the bottom lane is the easiest lane to gank in some ways, but it is going to be Demon coming in. Can he kill CCNC alone?
He's going to have a good chance at it here. Didn't actually go for the shockwave. Doesn't need it. Chessie there landing the long wave shockwave.
Nicely played.
Very nicely done indeed.
Yeah, he just anticipated the move for the Shrine. He knew that CCNC, with all the damage he was trading at mid, it was ultimately going to rely on that 5-minute Shrine to stick around, and Demon was ready for it.
And down in the jungle, Complexity looking to find more already, closing the gap onto the CM. The shackles are there from Jimmy. Third kill picked up, some nice rotations paying off. Top lane, a go to be made onto Moo, but he's got the Blade Fury. Will back off. Out of HP regen, does have a Mango in jail. Put the Mango healing ward, get himself back into fighting shape on this top lane.
Yeah, coL's done really well on the laning stage, and I feel like we're just not really seeing much of a presence from CM so far. She's been jungling, offering the aura, but often in the first 5-6 minutes you'd see at least one rotation, pick up a smoke, try and gank either the mid lane or the safe lane, but it's been Complexity making all the moves. Demon and Z-Freak, very active. Yua's
got to be careful down as well. Any sort of opening, and Demon will be in there with the shackles.
No detection though, and none coming out on the courier, which makes it a bit hard to take this fight, or to really go in unless he uses and wastes the Shikuchi, which is what they're waiting for. They're hoping he Shikuchis forward just to get some last hits, and then they're able to punish it.
And all things said and done, Swindles has been having he's been having a fine time on this bottom lane. You mentioned there's definitely the potential of him being ganked, but it hasn't happened as of yet. Team Freedom have given this off-lane Jakiro quite a bit of space.
Yua's got friends now with the Treant coming in.
Eyes onto Husk. Z-Freak very deep at the moment. They can certainly go for this here, but the bug's out. Now we'll get the Sprout straight away. We'll have the Snowball. Get him out across the creeps, and he will survive. Demon hunting down Yua. Just needs to find the vision for the shackles, but again, the lack of detection certainly hurting them.
Yeah, Puck's rotated in, but it's actually a wasted rotation as Complexity fully get out of there, and that's definitely okay for Complexity. The Puck rotates in, you fall back to your Shrine after getting harassed a bit, and Weaver being slowed down somewhat by the presence of multiple heroes up here. So you kind of taking a big picture look at this. All core heroes in the game getting some farm. You can see the CS charts and net worth pretty even across the board. The CM in the jungle getting a bit more than some of the other heroes, but despite having the CM aura, Freedom aren't necessarily doing a whole lot with it to win these lanes.
They need to make sure Yua has a bit of a better time than he is. He's getting some heavy pressure put on him. Still on the same path though as Moo. Moo certainly being held behind as well. They'll look to try and go onto Swindles, but again, Demon is there. Yua's going to be so careful, and in fact the Snowball coming in allows time for Jimmy to get the Hex off. Do they have the damage? They certainly do. With the ults out from Swindles, they'll take one. Looking to move in for more, but Snaking comes in with a rotation, pops the GA, starts to force C3 back. But at the end of the day, that's him popping the ultimate. They're not going to get a kill out of this one, and they were unable to save Yua. So again, plays from Complexity just coming out a little bit stronger as Team Freedom are unable to react in time.
Yeah, and they're doing this while rotating less heroes. Jug stays top, Magnus stays around mid and around his jungle, so they're getting these alright trades without bringing in too many.
And this bottom lane, as soon as the sentries come out, that's when the plays start to happen. They get a Weaver, and quickly they move it on to catching out F. Lee as well on the Treant.
We'll see where Freedom look to respond. This Puck Haste Rune is definitely a good tool to have to try and make some moves, but ganking a Jug not going to be the easiest of targets. Can always Blade Fury TP away, and it's going to require Yua to perhaps force that Blade Fury out, or to just chip him away to get him low enough.
Yeah, TP backups can come in as well. They're going to try for this, but as you said, it's a hard one for them to get away with. Moo just goes for the Blade Fury, and TP's away.
Yep. They kill a healing ward, but that's not really worth the time and effort from CCNC. He's going to now TP back mid, gives up on the top lane, and this bottom lane continues to be a problem. Swindle's already maxed out the Liquid Fire. You've got to keep heroes down here, otherwise he's just going to take your tower.
Yeah, they may be able to punish him this time, though. Coming a little too close for comfort. F. Lee closes the gap. Yeah, this time it will catch out the Jakiro. Mid lane though, Chessie, he's getting bigger and bigger. He's going straight for the Echo Saber first, has the Oblivion Staff done. And once he's got that, he's going to be fairly beefy. Will certainly put a step up to his farm rate with Empower already at level 3.
Yeah, I feel like this pace of this game is fine right now for Complexity. They're going to accelerate with the Empower farming, the Jug, the Magnus. Only start farming faster, so even while CCNC is dominating in terms of farm and net worth, he's a good, still like 15 CS above the Magnus. He's well ahead in net worth in some ways, but he hasn't been effective by actually rotating, just by farming.
Oh, a little attempt there to try and grab the rune. He won't get it, but they may just get the kill. They again trap up the tree and the snowball's out. They'll bring him down, and they may think about going for more. The shockwave will miss. He does have an RP if Chessie wants to try and fight this. But looks like they're just going to look to walk it off. All for Chessie now RPing just to save himself. It's not going to happen. The frostbite comes in. The RP will be in vain as he still ends up losing his life. Ult down now, turning towards CCNC, trying to punish him for going for that play. But he has the repel for the Omni Knight. Orbs back up to the high ground and will get himself out of there. So this time, Freedom get away with the kill. And also make sure that Chessie whiffs the ultimate, essentially, and gets nothing out of it.
Yeah, the aggression onto the tree and protector there does get punished, and we see CCNC make his first kind of stamp on this game with the big kill on Magnus. Gets him even further ahead. He's hit level 10 already. This Veil Blink Dagger is going to come very fast, and definitely a concern when he has the Blink as well, because that's where it's no longer safe for the Juggernaut to be farming alone when there's that Blink silence initiation.
Bottom lane. Boo and Swindle starting to put the pressure on. Seeing Swindle this game going straight for the hood. Fairly understandable against a lot of this early game damage that Team Freedom have. And in fact, Team Freedom ready to go. Straight in onto the Dragon. Lays down the spell, starts to walk it off with the stick. But the chase down with the repel. Omni looking for some action. Backups there though. Z-Freak turns up to town. Shards out. But they have the lockdown. They'll go forward with a phase shift there from CCNC. We'll keep him safe.
Yeah, great healing ward micro. Swindles just kept getting healed up, and even though they went on him, they needed to kill the healing ward first. I thought the Treant was just going to hit it out of invis, but he wanted to really get the root, and then he's been caught now.
They know he's around. Yeah, great dust there from coL. They've spotted out the Treant. They'll bring him out and down. Now with 4 heroes down here, they could look to certainly finish off that tower. Chessie's now got the Echo Saber complete. Out on courier to him right at this moment. CCNC still hanging down. He does have a Dream Coil.
They want to try and punish this tower push.
See what he can do. Goes forward onto the Chikiro. Silence to begin. Does get instantly hexed up in return by Jimmy. They'll put the freezing field, but Complexity already out of range of it. Swindles turns around with the Ice Path. Will be taken down as Complexity now starts to back up. Team Freedom. A lot of members down here. They'll look at the sidelines. Jimmy goes for the TP, but the Dream Coil will be dropped to stop him from getting out. Take down the Shaman as well. And Team Freedom reclaim control of this bottom lane. Still, Chessie focusing on the farming. Yeah. Let's have an invis rune and such. I wonder if he could maybe have turned up, but I guess does he just want to play it safe and get that Blink Dagger timing before turning up to these engagements?
That's the idea for him. I feel like there is still some disconnect between what his idea of how to play this game and the team as a whole, because if you're going to commit that many heroes to that tower, you have to understand that Freedom are going to try and defend it. They've got Tree and Protector in their team, so if they defend their towers, they get to heal them up, which is exactly what's going on already at that bottom tier 1. So not getting the tower really hurts Complexity. The Weaver pushed his top lane to the limit, took the tier 1, did some additional damage and farmed to the tier 2, so that's a big loss for Complexity there, not getting the tower and then losing a couple of heroes on the way out.
Z-Freak looking to pick up some levels. There is Efley and Snaking to go in, but now Chessie with that invis, he would have been hoping for a 2-man RP. He's going to still maintain patience, try and find more. Doesn't need to reveal himself yet, but he will do so. Or tried to skewer over and catch Efley in the RP as well, but it wasn't successful. The shard trap will be. He's just on the edge of this sentry, and it is enough vision to catch him out and finish off another. They do end up getting the double move to pick it up as well. Mid lane though, Swindles came in for the XP. CCNC and Yawar did get the kill. Now put some pressure themselves onto the tier 1.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
All in all, it is Complexity still getting this tier 1 down on the bottom. They dropped the wards for it. Overall farm lead slightly for that of Team Freedom, as CCNC still leads the way in the puck, but it's very, very close.
Yeah, importantly, coL finally get that tower. It took him a lot longer than they would have hoped for, but committing the Serpent Wards now means that perhaps Freedom think they can take the tier 1 mid of their own.
Yeah.
CCNC is a blink, so defending this gets even harder when there's that initiation threat from a puck. Very hard to punish those kind of moves at this stage of the game. You haven't got RP, you haven't got Serpent Wards. This is probably something that Complexity just have to let go with 4 Radiant heroes in the mid lane.
Yeah, just like the move gets the space elsewhere on the map, finds the opportunity to continue to farm, even with this middle lane being pressured as it is. Blink Dagger nearly done for Jesse. 1700 towards it. Mid lane, the jump in straight away is there. Dream coil only going to catch out Swindles. Looking to burst him down. He's actually going to keep himself alive for the moment being with the stick charges. The bugs do connect, but they'll be able to take it off Swindles, keep the dragon alive. So Team Freedom, with the commitment of the Dream coil, unable to find a kill. They do secure that mid-tier one, but nothing more for the time being.
Yep, the tree and bottom getting some levels and farm, but ultimately, this is a pace which is fine for Freedom. They've got Midas going on the Omni Knight. They're going to be looking to build one on the Tree and Protector even, potentially. So as long as Complexity aren't taking tower after tower, which is part of what their lamp's designed to do. You pick this core Jakiro, max out Liquid Fire. You have a Shadow Shaman. You have a Jug with Healing Ward maxed out. You want to be taking a lot of early towers, but they've only taken one T1 tower. We're 16 minutes in, and I think that's a big concern for Complexity. They are going to take out an Ancient Stack, boost up their economy a bit, but they are looking for this Chessie blink, and from there, they can't look back. They have to charge forward, take team fights, take objectives. Right now, Weaver, Puck, they're just constantly pressuring lanes, split pushing top, split pushing mid, and it's Freedom who are taking more towers than Complexity, and they're not the ones with the pushing draft.
We'll see if they'll look for any sort of smoke play. Top lane, Z-Freak getting jumped upon. No holding back from CCNC as he's straight in with the Dream Coil, secures them the kill. And it really is, as you say, Freedom, just finding the list of objectives, ticking them off as they go. And Complexity yet to find that big play that they'd hoped for. Jump in on the middle. Chessie is there. And will reveal that he has that blink because he was just straight up. Looks to try and get the skewer hook. It's going to be unsuccessful. The follow-up hex is there from Jimmy, though. So they do get the Omni. Wards are down. They will find this tier 1 in response.
With Omni dead, they can't really defend this anymore. It was a great time to try and defend for Freedom. They had an Arcane Rune Puck. That was kind of a dream scenario for them, but Omni teeping into the hex really spelled the end of that defense.
And is there going to be enough damage with the Gemini attack? It is. They'll take the courier down. And Wild Time lets himself back out. Nothing was on it at the moment, but still a courier kill is a courier kill. 3 minutes, more gold is the pocket of Freedom. Still looking for Chessie to make these plays with that blink.
Looking to jump on this train. He's been just alone farming for a bit too long by himself, and coL have had enough.
They've got the lockdown, shackles into Ice Path, escape for F. Lee, as they'll get themselves in position for this push down bottom. Team Freedom certainly could fight this, leading in straight away. They'll get the silence onto the Jug, bursting in down low. Blade Fury from Moog comes out as he tries to back himself away. They'll get the Hex on the sidelines, holding back CCNC. Chessie skewers forward. Oh, well, there's the ult, but it only catches one. The heal will be there onto Yuar, keeping him alive, and now Swindle's in trouble as Freedom turns towards Jakiro. It would actually keeping him alive by the looks of it, as he will survive. Jimmy found by the sidelines as the Shikuchi comes in from the Weaver, so they've lost 2. They'll finally lose Swindles, and Chessie, he's being chased down as well. CCNC jumping forward, looking for more action. He's skewing himself back. Yuar's trying to get the chase down. CCNC jumps forward. The snowball will be there to save the Magnus, allow Chessie to blink out. But at the end of the day, it is again Complexity losing 3, and still yet to find those big RP plays. As you know, as we mentioned at the start, Team Freedom with some very elusive heroes, and very easy for Freedom to play around it and just jump straight back in.
Yeah, they had the mag going bottom, so it was a very clear idea that Complexity wanted to try and fight around the RP, but the initiation from Freedom came before mag was even there. He came in when Jug was already almost dead. He manages to just barely escape with the Blade Fury healing ward, but he does still get chased down by the Puck, doesn't get an Omni Slash off. That fight is very reliant on not just the mag RP coming in. You don't have to hit too many heroes with it, but you need to keep the Jug alive so that he can get at least 1 or 2 kills with an Omni Slash. Not getting that spell off, not getting any damage off is just a losing recipe for Complexity.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder this. How do you deal with this puck? How do you catch this puck? I mean, CCNC has just been a huge nuisance, and it's not like the first game that we've seen him do this.
Yeah.
Like, it seems to be the hero that he is incredibly comfortable on today. Yep. And I kind of wonder if you just take it away from him at this stage. It's in all 3 games we've seen him play it, he has had an incredible effect on the game.
There's potential with an eventual Blink Dagger on Shadow Shaman to add some instant lockdown to catch him by surprise, but there's still Omni Knight saves. there's still a Treant Protector, and Shadow Shaman also has to farm a Blink Dagger, which he's miles away from. Top lane, Demon's been scouted. This is
deep.
Not
He
good
does
for him.
have backup coming in there.
Oh, they got the RP.
He comes straight up with the puck. That's one way to catch him. They'll skewer forward, looking for more. Wards drop down as well on the sideline, though. The freezing field coming out from the CM. Chessie picks up the double, though. They've taken 2. Can they get any more? Move, trying to man up, held in place by the Sprout. They'll go in, get the 3rd kill here as Complexity coming out on top for the time being, but now they've got to get out and they won't be successful with Moo's escape. They will get the Tusk out in time.
That's with a Puck insta-kill. Puck didn't get spells off. They used their vision there around that shrine. They had such good dire wards that they could instantly go on the Puck. They see him TPing in. Magnus doesn't even hesitate to RP. He knows that there's a small chance Puck can phase shift it. And if Puck phase shifts it, it's a completely lost team fight. But sometimes you're in a position where you have to take those risks. And I think Complexity, after failing to push towers on multiple occasions, know, look, we got to take some chances. Let's just go for this RP on a Puck. It lands, they get the kill, and it's an okay fight for them. It doesn't turn out amazingly well with the Weaver TPing in, cleaning up, but at least they get that one important kill. Problem is, it still wasn't enough. They don't actually convincingly win the fight. They don't get the tower.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's Yawar turning up, getting himself involved and surviving, keeping Team Freedom ahead with the farm that he's got on his Weaver.
Well, Freedom will continue to accelerate at this point if they, with the Midas and all the farm they're getting, all 3 of their cores almost topping the net worth chart, just the Omni Knight slightly behind Magnus, and the Midas, you got to imagine that'll change fairly quickly. They're in the Roche pit. They don't even seem to care that they've been scattered by this Sigil. They welcome a team fight at this point with RP on cooldown.
They really do. They know they've got the potential to turn it. In fact, they just jump straight up to the high ground. The Hex will be there, but in fact, they can't get the follow-through lockdown. The Lincolns locking it up. CCNC now able to turn with the silence onto Swindles. Still no RP for about 10 seconds, I believe. 5 seconds until the RP. We'll see if Chessie can find the chance to get back in. They're incredibly grouped up. If Chessie can get a jumper, it could be big, but he's already lost the Jakiro. They've got the shackle onto Weaver. There's the jump, and he's done it. He's caught 3. Chessie, perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
I feel like Freedom, they were aware at the start of the fight there was no RP, but they didn't anticipate for the fight to go on as it did. Chessie to get RP back online, jumps in, perfect setup, straight into the pit. They'll drop the walls, no messing. They'll clean this up for themselves.
Yeah, before the RP came up, the CM was actually using the Urn Charges offensively on Magnus to keep his blink off, but Chessie managed to just get back into Fog, prevent any follow-up damage like a secondary Urn on him. If he doesn't get that blink up, doesn't get that RP off, doesn't turn that fight around. But yeah, really nicely played, very patient from him. And unfortunately for Freedom, they didn't have the vision. If they had some extra vision, perhaps they could have gone better.
CCNC going for some split push puck action, but he's just going to die.
Did not expect that amount of lockdown.
I mean, Jimmy just walked up and hexed him, and there was no reaction. I mean, yeah. All right. Things looking up for Complexity after those the last bit of action. Still the overall gold lead for Team Freedom, as you said, with their itemization and such, but Complexity can definitely get back ahead. You know, Jug Magnus, this combo farms a treat if you give him the time.
It's the combo that doesn't care how much gold they're behind. All it takes is one good RP, and you win a fight. We saw it there. You're down like 6, 7, 8K gold. Doesn't matter. If you hit that 3-man RP, you're going to kill everyone inside that with an Omni Slash, and Moo does what's needed. And with an Aegis now, with a Shadow Blade on the Magnus, they've got options to continue to take these fights. It's just going to come down to perhaps getting an early gem. They need to find a way to deal with this Treant vision factor. And I think more than anything, Complexity have to start thinking of how to take down some more towers. Still just 2 tier 1s. They need to focus more on objectives.
They've got to keep it cool a little bit, make sure that they don't allow Yawar to get caught out like that on the front lines. By that shackle. I believe as well he may have opened himself up for that vulnerability because he used the Lincolns on CCNC to try and allow him to get away with these aggressive plays. Oh, again! He's caught too. Secures them back into the hands of his teammates as they come in with the Omni and the Snowball. They'll take down the CN. The GA now will come out and return from the side of Freedom as they'll now look to turn. Healing Ward being microed very nicely here, keeping Chessie alive. They'll turn back towards snaking, but the 3-man Dream coil is there trying to hold them back. CCNC jumping in onto Chessie, but he walks it off with the Shadow Blade. He'll survive, now turns back up onto snaking. They'll move in with the Blade Fury, bring down the Omni Knight. They've lost 2. Yawar has come across, trying to see if he can get any sort of cleanup kill. Goes in onto Chessie, Silence is there onto the Tusk. They've brought down the Magnus. They need more though, Freedom. They'll find it. They'll get the punch from the Treant out onto the Tusk. Mu chasing down the Treant in response. The dust is out. Again, Complexity continuing to keep themselves on top of this fight, but CCNC could certainly clean up a good silence like this, putting Mu's life in danger. They'll pop the Aegis. The Orb will finish off the Jakiro. Demon used up, low on the mana though on CCNC, but it doesn't matter because Yawar should have the damage to finish this off, and indeed, with the waning rift from CNC, they do.
A long, messy fight, and Complexity with an Aegis. Thought they maybe had a good jump there. The initial RP's fine if they can kill that puck, but the Jug was just not close enough to actually throw the Omni Slash out. You really need that follow-up damage to get the kill. If not an Omni Slash, at least an Ice Path to prevent the puck escaping, but there was no follow-up, and all they got was a Crystal Maiden out of the RP as a result, so...
That's not good enough. It's not good enough. You need more if you're Complexity to start these fights.
One of those scenarios where it's a two-man RP on those heroes is fine if you kill the puck, but not killing the puck means it's a wasted RP and put Complexity on the back foot, even though they had the Aegis advantage there. Ultimately, they were lacking one of their key controls to deal with this puck, this Weaver. You've got these 2 very elusive cores. You need all the lockdown you can get. A hero like Shadow Shaman is just somewhat unreliable for lockdown in a team fight because of how squishy he is. He's always going to be getting kind of hunted down by the likes of Treant Protector, Weaver, Puck. They want to ideally focus him as one of the first targets because of how squishy he is.
Diffusal there. Moon out as well, so one of the ways of dealing with that GA from the Omni Knight, and certainly the extra damage going to help out tenfolds once they get the opening, the lockdown, allowing the Jug to be into the side of Freedom.
But again, like coL, they're losing some towers here and there. They're not doing all too great, but they're not getting completely blown away. Like, they're keeping up in farm enough with the Empower. They've got another RP up. They're going to go for it again. You have one RP which doesn't turn into a good team fight, perhaps the next one will. All it's going to take is 1 in 5 RPs to win you a team fight, and the gold swing from like team wiping the enemy is very different to just losing a kill or 2 like we just saw. So for Complexity, they got to just kind of remain calm, composed, and just wait for their moment to come. Like, one bad fight like that doesn't really hurt them all too much if they can land the next big RP.
It's just so hard for Chessie to do so. With both the puck, CCNC consistently will be looking to jump in and get the jump on Magnus before he does on them, and obviously Efli on the Treant will always be moving into position on the back lines, trying to spot out the position of Chessie. They'll look to smoke up though, and work around these problems to ensure that they can get a good jump themselves. What is dropped?
Nice ward.
No, there's action up on the high ground. CM may be the one to tank this gang, and he will tank the initial X. There's the jump up, gets the RP onto the Omni, and that's a big one. Taking the Omni out of the fight to start with makes it a hell of a lot harder for the rest of Freedom to fight back. They'll try and get themselves out,
he didn't make
but
it
he
past the
doesn't
cliff.
get down the cliff. They've got the Ice Path. Can he get himself out of this one? He cannot. They'll pick up a third. Triple kill for Mu. And that's what we're talking about. If they can get the jump, they don't need to have a flashy RP. They just need to catch one of those crucial heroes. Omni Knight certainly being one of them.
Yeah, that's just it. Catch one of the core heroes and kill them in RP. You're okay with that. Ideally, you want to catch more, but just one is still enough to win a fight. They've got so much lockdown that killing one with RP, you've still got Ice Path, Hexes to deal with the others, and suddenly Complexity on the high ground, and with Serpentwood's Liquid Fire, they push incredibly fast.
Yeah, they should have this very good chance at this Rax. Is there any fortification available for Team Freedom?
It's been used a long time ago, so yeah, it's not coming up for some time, and it's coming up in 15 seconds, but that's 15 seconds too late.
Overgrowth to cancel Chessie's TP at the least. I don't know if it's necessarily going to result in a kill on him, and it's not, so nothing more than just a bit of an annoyance here for the Magnus. As Efli sees if he can chase down for more. He'll actually blink forward aggressively just to sort of taunt them out of this. But yeah, losing Rax just like that, really just goes to show how careful Team Freedom have to be about being jumped upon by Complexity.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Complexity upper lane of Rax now can play in a much more aggressive way. They're going to get a lot more map control out of this. They're understanding that they don't have to be too patient with these RPs, just throwing at the start of the fight to jump an Omni Knight. The puck can be fine in itself. Probably not the puck, because there's always a danger of him phase shift dodging it, but just getting that one core hero is proving to be enough for them to win these team fights, and Complexity looking very good all of a sudden.
Yeah, move, top of the farm. Very good position. I mean, as you said, an empowered juggler, as we saw last fight, easily picking up the triple kill. Puts him in very, very good place at the moment. Pipe now complete. Swindles as well. At the end of the day, the off-lane Jakiro, it certainly paid off. Maybe not pressured as much as you would have liked to see from Freedom in the laning stage. And Swindle's still in a good position. Chessie just try for the skewer hook onto CCNC. It's you know, hard to get, but at the moment he knows that there's nothing really that's going to be able to punish him going for a cheeky little attempt like that.
No. Likely see the next plays and focus happen around the Roche respawn, which is anytime in the next 3 minutes. So with that in mind, both teams will be posturing around the pit, trying to set up some observer wards, and we'll see even a gem picked up now by the Dire side. They recognize how important Roche is going to be. You want to deny any vision from your opposing team. Also, more importantly, probably deal with the Treant Protector. He's constantly scouting things out, so there's...
Yeah, we'll see who actually pays off, because they both teams picked it up, as CM also grabbed one up for Freedom. She's put it onto, but definitely the purchase was made. I'll see them themselves going for the smoke. Around this pit, they seem to have a pretty good indication of where Complexity are. They've got a good angle, Team Freedom. They'd love to find that Magnus on the back. It's at Chessie's position that's the most important. The tower will be taken. Team Freedom with the long wraparound from behind. Who will they find the opening onto? Chessie getting himself out, or at least trying to. Will Shadowblade up, has been silenced, pops the BKB, looking to move into position. Oh, he's got two big ones. Does he have the damage? He does. Moves there perfectly into position, and that play there from Chessie, very nice, as he gets both the Weaver and the Omni Knight together. I mean, that is a dream for a Complexity there. You get one of those, you're good. If you get both of them, there's no way Team Freedom are coming back in a team fight like that.
I think his #1 priority we've seen has been the Omni Knight. But if you catch someone with the Omni, it's absolutely fantastic.
Just no matter, pops the BKB, sees Jawar, straight skewer across into the Omni. The two perfect targets, moves there in position, and it's a beautiful couple of kills.
Great time to fight with the BKB, because you're no longer afraid of the Dream Coil. He's able to skewer out of it and not get stunned. That just plays perfectly into Complexity's hands. Demon was really well positioned on the side too, got some lockdown onto the Treant Protector, stopped an overgrowth from happening, and just all in all, great positioning and awareness from coL. They knew exactly where the smoke was coming from, and they played accordingly. It was a fantastic result for them. They won't get the lane of Rax though, they'll have to back off, hope for like a fast Roche respawn, which isn't going to be the case, but take Shrines out on your way and just get further and further ahead. Now they've got to wait for ultimate, so I don't think they want to be forcing a Roche until they've got another RP. Luckily for them, Roche hasn't respawned.
What were the talents we've seen the Magnus take? Are they taking anything a little different, or is it the...
GPM over Stream? Oh, Missed Dream Coil.
Does still find the Yules. And they actually get this kill, and Shadowblade walks out, and the vision is not there. They drop one sentry, but Chessie's already way out of range.
So as a result of that fight, Radiant team, I guess, lost their gem, so both now on the Dire.
That must be. They've brought away what Jimmy's holding one of the... they're bringing both out with them. Yeah, one on Jimmy, one on Swindles.
Yep, you got to position your heroes on separate sides and have a higher chance of finding the Treant by doing this, but ulti's back up, coL ready to go, may just try and force a fight in the Roche if they want, but... And they've got good vision, they've got that one high ground ward to the south of the Roche pit, so they can definitely just stick the Jug, the Magnus inside and wait to see if any heroes will come. And the problem for Freedom is they've just shoot through all their smokes. They use two in quick succession, and they've got very few options to engage at the pit without just walking past Observer Ward.
And Chessie's got that RP ready to go again. So
I think they see, they know Snaking's behind these trees, they know now.
Let's see what they can do.
They RP him.
Chessie. It's plan. Yeah, he will. He sees the Omni, he knows if they can take him out, they're in a good position. Omni Slash comes through as well. Omni Knight falling low does drop. They've already lost two as they'll lose the Treant as well. In response, though, the freezing field certainly doing damage. Complexity, they lose the Tusk, but overall it's just Chessie controlling the fight, skewing CCNC across, who tries to get himself away with the orb. Will be able to find the blink out. But it's a 2 for 3. Again, a trade favoring Complexity. And as we, again, it's just Chessie. If he gets a good RP, the fight is won.
That one, yeah, not as dominantly won in terms of the team fight since the 2 carries get away. But yeah, if it gets some Roche, Complexity will be happy with it. They can get themselves Aegis and Cheese, and then they can back off, wait for their ultis to come back up. Freedom, though, want to stop this. You've got a Puck, you've got no Dream coL for a little bit. And yeah, actually, coL have to back off, even though it's only 2 heroes. They're 2 very dangerous heroes, which they can't lock down. The Shadow Shaman being the key hero they need.
Oh, is he going to do it? Look at Yoa. He's eyeing it up already. He's, I mean, we do see a lot of players joke around with the quick buy.
Not.
I feel. I mean, Rapier's
so
not. I mean, it's.
Sure.
Yeah, it's not.
They're down just 1 lane of racks. Like if it was 2 lanes, I'd be like, yeah, sure, go for it. But 1 lane, I don't feel it's enough. Like.
He's not gonna buy Rape.
Buys the Demon Edge for now.
Oh shoot!
May just feel like.
I mean, I'm sure he's probably just seeing the butterfly coming out for the jug, or at least with this. Did Moon buy any bits of that yet?
No, he's not bought any pieces yet.
He's not bought any bits of it yet. Okay.
Maybe. I mean, it's one of those games where you're just so outmatched in teamfight that he may feel he just needs some crazy DPS item to insta-kill like the supports and just really burst down heroes down.
I mean, I guess he feels pretty safe. You know, if he doesn't get caught in the RP, he can still play around a bit. Actually, mid lane, CC caught out in the ice path here. Will use himself out. Can he play himself out of this? He can't. And that's put down for 70 seconds. He does not have buyback available.
Magnus was hunting forward, gets disabled before he can go on snaking.
Oh, freezing field as well. If anything, just stopping any further link forward from Chessie. So CM giving up his life.
That's the overgrowth, though. I mean, it saves Omni Knight, so it's kind of like, well, if Omni dies, you lose your axe, but now you don't have overgrowth, so you may also lose your axe. And they'll go straight for that top lane, and this is not really any way for Freedom to defend this one. The Puck, their team fight is gone.
Chessie's going deep as well. He's hunting for an RP and he's just found it. Straight in, no messing. Drags back the Omni Knight and there's no buyback on snaking either. Down for 50 seconds. Top lane will be easily open for the takings. Bottom lane there is still a tier 2. So Team Freedom will be spared the mega creeps for now. They will have another chance, but yeah, 2 sets of racks down. I think that Rapier may not be a joke anymore.
No, it's probably one of the few items that can turn this game around. I think we'll be seeing it if he can get it before the game ends, but Roche is going to be claimed by Complexity now, and for Freedom, life gets very difficult. The gem pickup has been instrumental for stopping this Treant Protector from just being a complete nuisance. We see 10 deaths on Treant. That is a very, very high amount, as Francis Lee has struggled to not get caught out.
I can't remember the last time I've seen a sort of emergency Rapier win a game, but I would love to see it. I'm trying to think, did we see any Rapiers at Manila?
Say I saw at least one. I don't think it, maybe not actually.
So did Envy buy any Rapiers? I can't remember.
He's played a lot of Bristle, so he didn't really play many Rapier heroes.
No.
Some Luna, but one game's faster. Dream coL comes out.
CCNC with the jump in.
Wow.
Oh, Jimmy's in a good position to find the follow-through lockdown, but the face shift will be there. CCNC will be fine stanking. Again, finding a great position for these freezing fields. The GA will come through here, and now it's going to be Complexity that have to get themselves out. Z-Freak already taken down. Chessie out of mana, trying to man up. Yawa Chikuching away, looking to get himself away from this Shaman. Now the 3 of them potentially in trouble as Chessie and Moon turn their attention towards snaking. CCNC and Yawa continue to be elusive. In fact, Yawa just turns, brings down the Shaman. Swindle's in trouble now as well. A lot of damage coming out from this Weaver with the Maelstrom and such. Ooh, Yawa quick with the time lapse. Jump back in from CCNC, trying to finish off the Dragon, but he can't quite do it. Let's see if they can hold him back here, but can he play his way out? CCNC, one more face shift at the... Ooh, just up to the high ground. Chessie looks for the shockwave. He'll go for the TP out, and he will make his way back to base, but the base starting to be a bit of a shambles. But all in all, I mean, the numbers there as we see the gold swing slightly favoring that of Team Freedom. And
Money for the Rapier now if he doesn't die.
Don't die, oh no.
At least he didn't buy it. You know?
At least he didn't buy it. That's true. He could have picked it up from that secret shop.
Yeah. I thought for a second he would, and I was like, that doesn't look like the safest place.
Well, actually, he's not got the money now. He's died.
Yeah, he'll lose a bit. He's also
so close to seeing the Rapier dream come to life, but with him down for 80 seconds and Complexity having the full lineup back up, I don't know if we're going to get to see that Rapier.
We'll have buyback in 30 seconds, so that'll perhaps even be necessary to defend the high ground. We'll have to wait and see. The creep wave is a bit of a ways away. And the pressure from Complexity has got to be coming at this point. The RP's down for a little bit longer, but they'll have it by the time they reach the Team Freedom Tier 3 tower, and at that point, it's going to come down to Freedom to make a big initiation if they want to defend.
Yeah, Butterfly now complete for Moot. Has had an absolute treat of a mid to late game. Miles ahead now of Yawa's farm. Pressure coming in. CCNC, ooh, cheeky pause here from the Treant. What's up with this, Athlete?
So, buyback is there for Weaver. He looks like he doesn't want to use it and has now an MKB queued up.
Come on, I guess he's seen the MKB and he realizes the sensible thing is to buy the MKB.
It's not even about, I mean, part of it's sensibility, but it's also like, you need an item now.
Look at Jesse straight in there with the two-man RP, and that is two heroes out of the fight. Treant and Omni to go, and the GG's called straight up. Yep. RPs like that, they're gonna win the game, and there we have it. GG, well played. Complexity take game one. And I think they're going to be pretty happy with the stand-in performance. Jesse did an absolute treat on that Magnus this game.
I think they're used to playing like a faster pace, but if anything, Chelsea's kind of just slow, methodical way, farming up his items before getting involved, really played into Complexity's strength with their draft. Like, they didn't need to rush things. I think that was something that we saw a little bit early on. They were trying to force these tower pushes really hard, but ultimately they were going to scale very well. Their late game teamfight with